We can definitely,
Can we edit it?
Or did you end recording? Or did you start recording? We're recording right now.
We're
It's
recording.
good. So look, we're recording now. All right, so we're back. Okay. All right. This is what we do. 3, 2. Hey, everybody out there. Welcome to the McShin Foundation's Get in the Herd podcast. Get in the herd. We strongly suggest you get in the herd, everybody. Get in the herd. We'll talk about that in one of our podcasts. We might talk about that today. We're just doing a quick motivational, inspirational tips, quotes, what drives us, what motivates us, what actions we do. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're not going to take long. We're just going to take up a few minutes of your time. So if you happen to come across this content, please, if you like it, if it's interesting, if you find it funny, if you find it some tips on how to practice some recovery in your life, like it, share it, and most importantly, subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Also, we would like a tip on what y'all think for the morning motivation and inspiration background should be. Is this a motivational background in the back? Give us a tip. I think it should be a tie-dyed flag.
I'm not going with the tie-dye flag.
Colorful,
but I tell you what, we'll take some tips. We'll take
purples
some.
and white.
You know what? We'll take some tips, right? In fact, tune in. Well, this isn't live, so it doesn't really matter. But the next live one, give us some tips on what you think the background should be. So we do live twice a week at 2 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Excuse me, check out those lives. Real quick, we're just going to give a shout out to two of our sponsors. First, we're going to shout out Hype Counseling Services. They're a local counseling services here in the Richmond, Virginia area. They sponsored our recovery ambassadors for our Recovery Fest. So sponsoring that level earned them a shout out here on the podcast. So Hype Counseling Services, 804-213-0259. They are a local counseling services here in Richmond, Virginia. They have a wide variety of services stemming from recovery houses to different therapy sessions, different things they do. So check them out. Give them a call, 804-213-0259. And then we also have a sponsorship of the podcast. The Farley Center, located in Williamsburg, Virginia, has sponsored the podcast. So we want to shout them out as well. If you have any questions or you have any needs, they're a treatment center. They have a detox as well. Contact Kelly Eason, 804-638-7329. And Kelly, if you're listening, Steve got your name spelled correctly this time.
Yes, I did.
Two E's
Oh, you
on the
messed up
Kelly.
the Kelly?
On Kelly, yeah. Common mistake.
I like Kelly with an IE. I think
All
that
right.
looks more
All right.
aesthetically.
Do you know any Kellys with an IE?
No, I was just saying somebody should,
If you
pick up
had,
the banner.
okay.
Yeah.
There's one out there.
Maybe
Okay.
Kelly Easton. You can
Kelly
train
Kelly with an IE.
with an IE.
I mean, I think Kelly with the EY is different too. I don't really see that a lot.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. No,
Okay.
you don't, yeah.
All right, let's get into what we got going on today. All right. So this is what we got. We wanted to check in with y'all. Again, we're doing these. We're putting this content out every day. We'll be putting a little bit of this content out. And today we wanted to really talk about the actions that you have to do in recovery. The actions you have to do. So we're talking. We can give you. Every day we can give a motivational tip, an inspirational quote. We can give all those quotes, but what's the actions that we have to do in recovery? And so, all of us here, Steve, big shout out to Steve, the man behind the scene there, Wizard of Oz, and Travis, the co-host here. All of us are in recovery. We're in recovery, but we got to do some actions. So we're going to talk about the actions we do. What actions do we do today, Trav? What do you got?
All right, but first and foremost, as soon as my eyes open, I just start. I pray. I'm thankful for where I'm at, and more than that, I'm thankful for the hardships I went through, and that's a hard thing to be thankful for. But they've came in handy for the work that I do around here. They've prepared me for any situation that comes my way, because I a lot of bad things, went through a lot of things, and I tell you, I haven't really came along a lot of situations where I couldn't be relatable to somebody. So, man, I thank God for the bad things to make me relatable to help out somebody else. So that's the first action.
That's good. I love that. Right. First thing you do is and you don't even have to get on your knees when you pray, man.
No.
Prayer is
open
just
your eyes and and just
talk,
yeah,
right? Just talk
yeah.
talk to whoever you believe, man. That's prayer, man. And that's the first thing you do, Trav. I like that, and talking about praying and being thankful for the bad things that happen. Sometimes we ask ourselves, what is the in the way stuff for? Like, what's the bad stuff for? Like, why is that there, right? And and if it wasn't there, we wouldn't grow, right? And yeah, right. And that's why it's there. That stuff's there so we can grow, so we can learn, and so we can reach for that power greater than ourselves. Good. What else, Trav? What else do you do? What other steps? What other actions do you take?
The second action I take is I start thinking about my responsibilities for the day, because I'm accountable to people, and to a degree, people are accountable to me. And so, like, I want to make sure the responsibilities for the morning for each and everybody I'm responsible for and what I'm responsible for are getting done. And when I don't do that, and there's action taken about it, I feel like I failed them in some reason by not holding myself and others around me accountable. So that's the second thing I do in the morning.
Okay, so it's almost like you do an inventory, right? You check your responsibilities. You do an inventory of what you have to do for the day. What is my responsibility for the day? What's my checklist for the day? What's my inventory? What's my personal inventory for the day? That's good. Man, that's great. Then what? So that's two great actions, everybody out there listening. If you're struggling with what you should do, if you're struggling to put together a couple days clean, or if you've been clean for a little while, you've been in recovery for a little while, and you're getting stagnant, 30, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, a year, we're talking to anybody in recovery out there. What are some actions we can do to rejuvenate our recovery, or what are some actions we can do to start our recovery? First thing we do when we wake up in the morning is pray. Just talk to that power greater than you. You don't got to put no name on them. I know we struggle with that, so don't even put no name on them. Just talk, right? Just talk to them. And then the second thing Trav's talking about that he does is he does a little checklist. He puts a checklist together. What is my responsibilities for the day? What are my checklists? What do I got to do for the day? Because I know I'm accountable to some people, and some people are accountable to me. So what do I got to do for the day? What other actions do you got before we get off here?
The third one I do is any commitment I made for that day, or anything that I said I was going to do in that day, I try to complete it to the best of my ability. And like, this has helped me out so much, because you hear this, show up. But yeah, show up and do what you said you were going to do. And that's something that it was a new learned skill for me. And I like, and just keeping your word for the day and being where you're supposed to be and doing what you're supposed to do. And that's the third thing I've been doing.
Good stuff. So that third and final thing for the day, we'll keep it simple. Just show up. Show up like you say you're going to do, right? Show up, man. Be accountable, right? You went over your list of responsibilities. Now follow through with that list. Follow through with the list, right? So when you wake up in the morning, here's a few tips, man. Wake up in the morning, say something to that power greater than you, man. Ask them for some strength, ask them for some guidance, or, tell them you're mad at them, whatever it is, man. Talk to that power greater than you. Take a look at your responsibilities for the day. Take a look at your checklist for the day, the things you got to get done, and then make sure you show up for them. All right, everybody, thank you. We'll see y'all. Peace.